Well, thank you, Lord. It's just, he's good in wins and losses, but it sure feels better when you win. And yeah, it's been, that kind of year where you just battle through and you fight through and you keep climbing cliffs. And the one thing that I'm so proud of is just our locker room has continued to fight, and no matter what people say, or they just have chosen to say we're going to fight to the finish. And the cliffs that we have to climb, there are opportunities. There are opportunities for us to grow, not only as players but as men. And I'm proud of the way they've handled that with our staff, and thankful for our fans. They've stuck with us, and what an atmosphere they created tonight for us to play and to honor our seniors. Going out of Jordan-Hare with a win like that against what I think is a top 10 team, and roster-wise, they're really, really talented, really good. Give them a lot of credit for fighting back and making it the game it was. And we're just so thankful to be at Auburn, thankful that we can give our fans a win like that, and hopefully it's a sign of many to come. There's a lot of recruits in that locker room, and they need to come join us and help us continue to build our roster so that we can have more nights like this.
We'll start in the back.
Coach, what can you say about Ian Bashan tonight?
I hardly ever. I don't know if I should. Well, I hardly ever say anything to kickers, particularly when they miss. I don't know how to coach kickers. I don't. But I asked him before we put him in that role a couple weeks ago at practice. I said, "Now look, you're not gonna go out there and act like a normal kicker and just kind of get quick on these things like I do on my golf swing or anything. No, sir, coach. It don't matter to me. I'm gonna be fine." And then the one he missed, it was an awful pass at the ball, and I don't know why, but I said, "Dude, that was the worst pass at the kick I've ever seen you make." He just shook it off, and God, what a bounce back, and just so proud for him. And obviously the snapper, one of the holes was a little iffy too. I thought Oscar did a great job with getting it down. So can't say enough about Ian. What a story. Football gets canceled at his college. We get him out of the classroom and give Tanner credit for that. And here we are with a guy hitting some really critical kicks for us.
Stay in the back.
You've been in similar spots this season against Cal, Oklahoma with the ball at the end, but you got it done tonight. Like, what do you think was the difference? What was that extra stuff you had tonight to be able to get it done in the clutch moment?
Well, we've gotten better, and our young receivers have gotten better, and Peyton's playing better, and we're taking care of the ball for the most part. But I do think there was, I don't know. I think our kids have started playing with more of a will to win and believing that they can. Not sure exactly what caused that. I'd love to play some of those games over. I think we could be sitting here with with one or two losses and feeling quite pretty good about the season, but we didn't get it done. But we did tonight, and against a really good football team. Can't say enough about our seniors. I thought Peyton laid it on the line tonight for our team, and I thought Jarquez, of course, did. And, all the seniors. I'm gonna start mentioning them, and I'll forget somebody. But J Mac played his tail off, and has to be tired because he played a lot of snaps. And just, I don't know. I probably didn't answer your question, but thankful we found a way to win.
We'll go over here to Adam and then Mike.
Just a question about a couple plays back to back. The first one was it looked like a no call on an incompletion to Keandre, and then the next play there's an OPI call on the ball. Just wanted to ask you, I guess, just what the explanation was from the officials on those plays.
I don't know if I've ever wanted to fight so bad. I really wanted to fight at that moment. I'll have to watch it. It looked like on the screen that there was no contact really on the pig call, but I'll have to see it on film to be 100% sure. But it sure didn't feel good. I was livid and not very happy, and that was thought both could have been called. One could have been called, against. Maybe they thought the ball was a little uncatchable, but it's harder to tell when I thought he was getting his jersey held. And then I don't know where Dre got to on that play. He was down inside the 5 at least, or maybe closer, which would have given us a first and goal at the 2. So those were, it was a tough call for sure. And thankfully our kids had great composure, because I kind of did in there for a minute and kept playing.
Go to Mike and then Jason.
Coach, situational football is obviously something when you guys practice, you have the ball again for multiple times this season with a few minutes left and a chance to win. Can you talk about your message to the team on that final drive with the ball when you got it back?
Well, we felt pretty good offensively all night, and then they did some adjusting in the second half that put a little more heat on us, and I think they're one of the best defensive rosters we've faced. I mean, they can cause you problems now. And we lost some one-on-one battles in the run game against 5-man boxes, which, we've been really successful with, and we were in the first half at running. But we did feel like we could move the football, and I think one of the biggest plays was Peyton's scramble, his willingness to pull it down and run and keep drives alive. But I thought we executed that with no timeouts pretty well, and really had a shot to win the game down there. Kept jumping off sides, which, I have to figure out exactly what that hadn't been us all year. And they did present a lot of different looks where we had to check some protections, and I guess our linemen just got really jumpy and when Peyton was trying to communicate those. But had a chance to win it, obviously in regulation. Wish we could have done that, but it sure made for some exciting football for a lot of people to watch tonight.
Jason.
You talk about offensive line, but you guys had almost 500 yards, able to run it, have a 100-yard rusher, 200-yard receivers, and a 300-yard passer against this day and M team.
Yeah, that hadn't happened much against this team, and that's, again, offensively all year we have not produced the numbers that match what our average per play is, and it's hard for me to put my finger on it, but certainly Peyton is playing at a higher level, and our young Cam has gotten better and better at understanding coverages and how to run routes, and of course Dre's been as solid as can be all year long, and is a heck of a player. And got to keep bringing Malcolm and Perry and some of those young ones along. Malcolm, the moment tonight got a little crazy for him. He made a couple MAs early that hurt Peyton truthfully in the passing game, and I know Robert stepped in and played really solid too. So we put up some good numbers at times this year, particularly per play. It just hadn't matched the scores, and it's good tonight that it did.
Go to Justin.
Hugh Jarquez in his last home game here, 28 carries, 3 touchdowns. He has a couple of huge, carries there on that last drive in regulation. Just what does that say about him, and just the way he's fought all the way to the end here?
Just he's a fighter, workhorse, Auburn man. Has represented a program in the way you practice and prepare and play. He's a joy to coach, and we're gonna miss seeing him run around in this stadium for sure. And but glad he can go out like he did tonight, and he was one of the warriors that made it happen.
We're gonna finish up with you up here, so.
Hey, how does a win like this help propel you guys momentum-wise, trying to win out, and you guys ahead next week to Tuscaloosa for the Iron Bowl?
Oh man, I just want to enjoy tonight right now, but it's I know that the atmosphere tonight and us playing against another top, I don't know, what are they, 15 at least, top 15 team here with all the recruits that we have here that we want, that's really the momentum I want the momentum into next week too, but I want both. I want us to continue to build. We've had, I know y'all get tired of hearing me say it, but we've had one top 10 class in my time here, and we're on our way to number 2, I believe, and we've got to finish. And a lot of crazy things can happen between now and next Wednesday, but there's a lot of those kids in that locker room and around here today, and a night like tonight can't hurt that. And yeah, it'll give us more confidence going into next week too, to go on the road and play another quality opponent.
Coach, last week you talked about how your defense is just different since DeMarcus Riddick has kind of emerged. He had some really big plays tonight. Late in the game, it didn't look like he was on the field a couple times. Is there injury issues or something he was banged up with?
No, they kept us in nickel defense a lot, you know, with their personnel, and he's our base guy. You know, he's not, and it's not that he can't play nickel. He just hadn't, and that's a lot to learn for a true freshman. And we were in nickel a lot, and we need to be in 4-3 personnel for him to really have a complete understanding of everything he wants to do, or our rabbit package, which he's in. And we've kind of, DJ and them have done a good job getting him ready to understand those two things, and I ain't trying to put too much more on him, but it was really them keeping us, they kept us in nickel personnel a lot. They were in a lot of 0-2, 0-1 some weird personnels tonight. They really, I mean, seriously, we weren't really, they hadn't shown a ton of that. And they stayed in a lot of it toward the end.
We'll finish up here.
You giving up 21 straight points. What did you kind of say to your team, and what does it say about them that they didn't quit, considering how the season's going?
That easily could happen. I mean, this league is, I don't know if y'all are watching this league, but it's pretty brutal. It's a tough league to play in. And there's no game that's over. And you knew that they had players that would make a run, and if we don't, you know, it wasn't going to be easy. You know, I thought we had a critical 3rd and 1 that we really kind of, when we could get in tempo and win first down, we were pretty dang good. And we had a 3rd and 1, the second possession of the 3rd quarter, I believe, and we'd gone tempo earlier in the first half and got it fairly easy, and I went that again, and they just totally destroyed one of our blockers. I won't say who it is because I don't want to embarrass him, but we really lost at the point of attack bad, and had to punt on 4th and this, and I was furious at myself because we had a really good 3rd and short package. If I didn't want to go fast, that I probably went to the well one too many times with tempo on that, and I thought that drive was kind of critical to us not getting that first down. But give them credit. I mean, they're a good football team, and you know they came back and they're well coached, and they got really good players, but our kids responded very, very well.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.